Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Come on, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, hey!
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam.
Okay. They were having a cookie? Here they come.
Come on, everybody, here we go.
Ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la ya la 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 ya la la la. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom.
Now we can. The cookies are gone. Good evening, Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to our service. We'll begin with the lighting of our candles. Tonight we're also remembering Freda, and she had passed away 30 days ago, which we'll talk about later, and we have a little bit of a memorial. We're inviting the family to light candles for us tonight.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
May the Shabbat candles we now light inspire us to see justly and gently, look honestly and with kindness, and to see what's holy in each other. So we turn in our prayer books to page 4, at the bottom of the page, Hine Ma Tov.
It is so wonderful. Hine ma tov u'manayim. How good and pleasant it is that we are all here together on this Shabbat. Please take just a moment to introduce yourself or to say Shabbat Shalom to someone who's sitting nearby. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד.
We'll turn to page 8 at the bottom of the page, and we'll continue with our family prayer. May we never take for granted the gift of Shabbat as we sit nestled in the Rocky Mountains, sharing this humble moment with family and friends. May the satisfaction of Shabbat hearten our spirits, and let Shabbat peace bring quiet to our souls. Allow this time set aside for song and prayer to bring us closer together in thoughts and deeds. Let this space we share become our place of devotion, glowing with reverence and filled with our traditions. May the end of this week encourage us to examine our actions, and let us look ahead toward the new week, be worthy of all of God's blessings. The top of page 8 as we join together, Shalom Aleichem, and welcome the angels of peace.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzidchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Well, we welcome all of you and everyone watching from East Coast to West Coast and joining with us in the service today. We know that we always have a couple hundred that are watching, and we've been talking week after week after week about this Colleen person. Just happens to show up to do some snowboarding while she's here to join with Michelle. So whenever she's here, we say, oh yeah, you have to come and join with us. And if you're planning your summer vacation, it's these two that you want to come for this summer. We'll talk more about that. Well, as we look up to the mountains, from where does our help come? Page 12.
Shamayim va'aretz.
Wow, who wrote that? Oh, okay, just checking. We need to lock you two in a cabin every summer so you could write more music.
I agree.
Okay.
We'll do it.
Well, as we turn to page 16 at the top of the page and we join together Lecha Dodi and welcome the Sabbath bride. Page 16. Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela. La 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 la. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela. Mor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmi'anu el miuchad, Adonai echad, Shmo echad.
L'shem tiferet v'litchila,
La 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 la. Lecha
Dodi likrat kala,
penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela.
Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mikor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila, la 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 la. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela. Mikdash melech ir meluchad, kumitzi
mitoch afecha, Rav Lakshet emek habecha.
Ve'hu yochmol alaychem
La 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 la.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela.
The bottom of page 18, we rise, face the rear of the sanctuary as we greet the Sabbath bride.
Boi v'shalom ateret kala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzahala, toch emunei
Am segula, oi chala, la 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 la.
Likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat.
So for all of you that belong to a different synagogue that doesn't do music, you have to tell them about what happens here, and it happens because of Psalm 92. If we turn to page 21 at the top of the page, the psalm talks about how the music of the lute and the harp, all that music took place in temple times. So we continue the top of page 21 responsively. It's good to give thanks to you, O Lord, to praise your name through song, to speak in the morning of your loving kindness and your thoughtfulness each night. Music of the lute and the harp, the melody of the lyre, I'll sing with my delight. So we continue the bottom of page 20. Balvanon Yitzke Od Yenun Neva Deshenim Ra'ananim On page 23, we have that wonderful reading that goes back to 1921 to the Boston Globe. And it talks about everything that is relevant to us today or even tomorrow. And it was written to say that just for today, these are the things that we face. So I think, really in memory of your Tita, we're going to have Brooklyn and Danielle lead us in this, and I'll give you the mic. And it's just a way of thinking back on your aunt that we lost 30 days ago. You can share the reading. Are you at both ends? Yes.
Just for today, I will live one day only, forgetting yesterday and tomorrow, and not trying to solve the whole problem of life all at once.
Just for today, I'll be unafraid of life and death, unafraid to enjoy the beautiful and be happy. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be.
Just for today, I will adjust myself to what is, and not try to adjust everything to suit me. If I cannot have what I like, I will try to like what I have.
Just for today, I'll be agreeable, cheerful, charitable, do my best, praise people for what they can do, not criticize them for what they cannot do. And if I find fault, I'll forgive it and forget it. Will try not to improve nor regulate anybody except myself.
Just for today, I will have a plan. I may not follow it exactly, but I will have one, and it will save me from worry, hurry, and indecision.
Just for today,
I will get people off my nerves and not
get on theirs.
I will
appreciate them for what they do and what they are.
Just for today, I will not show it if my feelings are hurt.
Just for today, I'll find a little time for quiet to relax and realize what life is and can be. Time to think about God and get a better perspective of myself.
Just for today, I will look at life with fresh eyes and discover the wonder of it. I will know that as I give to the world, so the world will give to me.
And what's amazing is in 1987, George Harrison, on his album called Cloud 9, put these words to music. So I'm going to have to turn it over to you. Sometime we'll have to learn how to play that song just for today on his album. We're going to return to page 24 as we rise, our call to worship, and we'll join together. Baruch Hu. Thank you. Yes. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yada da da da, 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 yada da da da. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed.
Maybe seated. Rarely do I get to explain this, but if you look at page 26, someone thought we had made a mistake because it's printed upside down. But in the Talmudic academies, as well as where I studied, they had one Talmud, and it was placed in the table, and wherever you sat is how you learned how to read it. So if you're sitting over here, you're looking at it upside down, and you learn to read upside down the text all the way around. So I thought for our prayer book, it's the only one in the world that's going to print it upside down. But it's a way of the academies in reflecting upon how they study Talmud. The top of the page, 26, we have Ma'ariv Aravim, a beautiful rendition from the two of you.
Blessed is the one,
Eloheinu melech ha'olam,
Spirit of the world, the one
ma'ariv aravim.
who brings the evening into being.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Blessed is the one,
Eloheinu melech ha'olam,
Spirit of the world,
asher bivaro,
the one who
bivaro ma'ariv aravim.
who brings the evening into being. Et hakochavim, u'misader et hakochavim, u'ma'avir yom, u'mevi layla, u'mavdil bein yom, u'vein layla, u'ma'avir yom, u'mevi layla, u'mavdil bein yom, u'vein layla.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Blessed is the one
Ma'ariv aravim,
who brings the evening into being.
Thank you. And on page 30, we continue with the oldest fixed prayer found within Judaism and join together in the Shema.
Shema Yisrael,
Adonai
Eloheinu,
Adonai
Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
There's so much for which we are grateful in living here, and each time you come and you look up to the mountains or the streams, and we thank God we have such a beautiful place to be. The top of page 32, we have the reading on gratitude of how we never would take this for granted. So as the sun sets slowly behind the mountains of Vail, we gather together appreciative of the many gifts we enjoy. This Shabbat, amidst the peacefulness of these surroundings, let us no longer focus on that which we desire, but rather upon what we already savor, the quietness of the creek and the soft mountain air. We thank you each day for health of body, mind, and spirit, Let our daily actions reflect our gratefulness for our lives every moment with every breath. Let us joyfully lift our voices in song, grateful to God who has given us the blessings of Shabbat. Continue the middle of page 32.
Kodesh, Nora Tehillah, no Seifele, Nora Tehillah, no Seifele. Malchutecha uvanecha, Lokei hayam lifnei Moshe. Ze Elianu v'yamru, Ze Elianu v'yamru, Adonai yimloch le'olam.
On this Shabbat evening, we seek peace and comfort. Shield us from hatred and destruction that plagues so many corners of the world, and console those in need. Shomer Yisrael, guardian of Israel, we call out to you with prayer to protect the men, women, and children brutally kidnapped by Hamas, held captive in Gaza now for 454 days, along with members of IDF. So may it be your will speedily and soon to bring them out from darkness and the shadow of death. Continue to give strength to the IDF to do all that must be done to deliver them from danger and back to the loving embrace of their dear ones. Well, may the verses of Isaiah ring true. Those delivered by God will be returned. They will enter Zion with everlasting joy. As we continue Hashkivenu, the top of page 34.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'ha'amideinu malkeinu l'chayim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us daily wrong from right, O Adonai. Amen. 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 Sing amen. 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 Amen.
We read in the book of Exodus that in 6 days the Lord created the heavens and the earth. The seventh day he ceased from his work and rested. We continue page 36 of Vishamru.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael
tambourine olam. Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledoratam berit olam.
Beini ubein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat.
Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledoratam berit olam.
Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai, et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledoratam berit olam. Uvayom hashmi Shabbat vaynafash, Shabbat vaynafash, Shabbat Shabbat, ledoratam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat, ledoratam berit olam.
Wow. Lord, those in our community who are in need of healing, of body, mind, or spirit, if you have a person in your life who's in need of healing, please feel free in just a moment to say their name aloud as we move about the sanctuary. As we continue, the top of page 38, Mishaberach, our prayer for healing. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. We offer blessings for full healing to Gail Balin, Sue Beiser, Sonny Brodsky, Dennis Deutsch, Diane Ehrlich, Chris Eldridge, and Larry Ellens, Carol Ann Finn, Barbara Goldberg, Deborah Goldman, Randy Goldman, Mark Grabowski, Lori Hellman, Mike Herman, Karen Hirschberg, and Jody Israel, Ray Ivry, Harriet Jaffe, Mary Sue Katz, and Herman Keek, Phil Krasnow, Judith Landau, Pam Lessing, Stephen Reese, Elsa Reese, and Coralie Rogers, Bill Silvers, B. Sklarowitz, Kelly Sosland, Dina Stempler, and Lisa Stryer, Merle Steyer, Marcy Tracy, Donna Weinstock, and Jerry Weinstock. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. refuah shlema,
the renewal
of
of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Turn to page 40 and rise as we continue with the Reader's Kaddish.
Yitkada veyitkada shemei Rabbah. Ve'al ma divra kirtei ve'amlich malchutei.
V'chayechon v'yomechon u'chayedechol beit Yisrael Bagala u'vizman karib.
Ve'imeru.
Amen. Heshmei Rabbam mevarach le'alam v'lam me'omaya yitbarach.
Yitbarach ve'yishtabach. Yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar ve'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shemei dekutcha. Le'elam im kol birchata v'shirata.
Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran b'yamav.
Ve'imeru.
Amen. Be not afraid of silence. It's more powerful than the unpolished word. It allows God's voice to be heard and allows tears and doubt to tumble out. Continue on page 42, Adonai Sfatai, and then silently through page 57.
Adonai Sfatai tiftach ufri agit tehilatecha. Adonai Sfatai tiftach ufri agit tehilatecha.
Yeah. Peace for the people of Israel. May the God of peace fill the world with peace. The top of page 54 as we join together. Shalom Rav.
Source of peace, source of peace, source of peace. us through the season, source of peace. Bishlomecha, 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 Bishlomecha. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav. Source of peace, guide us through the seasons. Source of peace, and through every hour. Source of peace, guide us through the seasons. Source of peace.
Thank you. How lucky we are. This isn't part of the sermon, but to have the two of them here tonight unexpectedly. So I hope you come snowboarding a lot while you're here. Okay. Well, as we celebrate a new year of 2025, many of us find that as we look back on the year past, there might have been times when, well, it was challenging in our busy lives to find balance between our work and our volunteer jobs, a time with family, a time for just relaxing as we go skiing, hiking, or even playing golf in the summer. I think all of us need that healthy balance between work and family and, of course, play. So the real question is, how do we sort out the bigger questions and the bigger issues and those that can wait? Well, one answer is found in, I think, one of the richest narratives we have in the Torah is the story of the sacrifice of Isaac. Abraham was not only the first Jew, but he was also really known as the first Jewish role model. And we read in the Torah that not all of his actions were necessarily so honorable. Abraham was a devoted servant of God. It was kind of his job. And he always did what he was told. So while Abraham showed, as we know, hospitality to all that they could enter his tent from any side, we also learn from some of his shortcomings. It's remarkable that when God told Abraham that he was really testing Abraham, that by telling him he was going to destroy the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, these were places of immense evil. Well, Abraham began to argue with God, asking God, are you really willing to kill the innocent along with the wicked? Then, I think with real chutzpah, Abraham began a bargaining session with God that we read about. Are you willing to destroy the city if there's 50 righteous people that I could find in your city? How about 40? And then 30, and then 20. Then finally they agreed that if there are even 10 righteous people, the cities will be spared. Well, as we all know from the story, even 10 righteous people could not be found, and the cities were obliterated. And I think we can learn a great deal from this first test of Abraham. Well, sometime later, God tested Abraham again. He calls out, Abraham, and Abraham answers, Hineni, here I am. Well, then God, his boss, said, take your son, your only son who you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah and sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on the mountain that I will show you. So when God commanded Abraham to sacrifice his beloved son Isaac, there was no bargaining, there was no haggling, there was no protest. Abraham seemed, well, he was just willing to do God's bidding. And even though Isaac was totally innocent. Now, so why did Abraham argue about all these people that were living in Sodom and Gomorrah, but he remained silent regarding the sacrifice of his precious son? Now, while it's impossible to rationalize Abraham's behavior, my professors at the seminary, a long time ago, they explained it a different way. They said Abraham was the biblical equivalent of a workaholic. He was a workaholic and God was his boss. We see no example of a healthy balance between Abraham's relationship with God, his job, and his relationship with his family. But we do see Abraham's work, which again was his job working for God, that he placed the well-being of others above the well-being of his own family. It's so similar to the old saying that the son of a shoemaker has no shoes. In other words, the shoemaker's so busy making shoes for his customers, he doesn't have time to provide shoes for his own children. So Abraham would argue with God over larger issues that affected society, but unfortunately, as we read in the text, he ignored everything that was going on at home. Well, getting back to all of us, some of us are so busy, we're doing our jobs, and we need to put the needs of our dear ones on the back burner. We forget that we do our job or our place, our leisure activities, these are above our needs, above our family, both materially and spiritually. So what I think is, as we're entering into this new year of 2025, perhaps we need to have one of those resolutions that everybody talks about. We can chase our professional dreams, but stay involved with our volunteer work. We can pursue your interests and your hobbies, but you just don't do so at the expense of your family and your friends. Our lives, we learn from the biblical stories, they need a healthy balance, a balance between work and family, between duty and between play. So I think the key that we learn from these two tests of Abraham are, it's not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but rather to schedule your priorities. We have to seek that proper balance between our lives in this new year and especially learn from that legacy of Abraham. We have so much going on between now and later this summer, which we'll talk about as well. But to introduce all of these opportunities as the president of our congregation, all of you out there welcome him, Stephen Wellens, and all of you.
Shabbat Shalom, Happy New Year. I tell people this is an amazing synagogue. I've been involved in synagogues for many, many years, my wife and I, and go back with Gary for probably 30 years at our synagogue and plantation, and watched his daughters grow up and got a chance to ski with them when they were younger. They probably don't remember, but we did. And you both have grown up to be beautiful, beautiful women, so I wish you all the best. And to share these nights together is a lot of fun. But then when you come to services, you never know what you're going to expect. And walk in, and Colleen's here, who's part of our family, and she's here a lot. And the dynamic duo put on a concert unrehearsed, and it was amazing, as always, the two of you. And I think we're going to see the two of you a lot this summer. But you're going to have to pay attention to all the amazing things we have going on. We've got 12 events scheduled just till May, before the season even really gets going for us. But in January, I'll just highlight on the 14th, it's Singing with Sam Glazer. Please reach out to the cantor. Her email address is in the bulletin if you want to participate with your family. January 20th, Martin Luther King Day of service. We're going to address some food insecurity in the Valley at the Avon Library and City Market. I'm sure you'll hear more from us. And a very special January 26th Family Ski Day at McCoy and Beaver Creek from 10 to 2. I think it'll be a lot of fun, so please come out with your family, your grandkids, if anybody that's here. We look forward to seeing you. With that, I say Happy New Year. Let's not forget our hostages. Let's get them back, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Well, as we talked about this summer, we can't go into all the details, but if you're not on the mailing list, you should be, because Colleen and Michelle do a Pioneer Shabbat up in Leadville. We have Cantor, Michelle, and friends, and the Violins of Hope, which we're putting together now, where the violins from the Holocaust that were restored. You're great on piano, but when we hear you on violin, it's unbelievable. And Colleen will be playing with one of the violins from the Holocaust that was restored by Amnon was the father, and Avshalom, the son, is now still repairing these violins, and they're all over the world in museums. And Colleen's going to be playing one during our Friday night service as well as a Thursday night concert. And it's going to be really spectacular. We have Chazak ve'amatz. It's this new program that Janet started. You just wake up and think of these things. And it's pretty incredible that we have people in Israel who are willing to go to the bus stations or to the front lines to deliver food. They go to the grocery store, they buy food, and as they're leaving to go back to the war, they hand this out to them. So we have more and more information. It's evolving as we move along. Great program. It means be strong and be of good courage. So it's not through a big organization, it's through us. So we'll be supporting this and making sure that as they leave their homes after Shabbat, that they'll be have a little snack. As Shimon, our guide, said, goes to the grocery store and he gets a box of croissants. And he hands them out as they're going back on the bus. So it's really a great program, and we have others that have said they'll become involved as well in Israel. So we have more ideas. Was there something else that you want? Well, welcome. We're so glad to have you with us. And we're going to continue with Aleinu, but after Aleinu, we are going to be chanting the Almaleh. And if I could explain this, within Jewish tradition, there are four periods of mourning, actually. We all know about Shiva, that when someone dies, you sit Shiva for a week, for 7 days. And not everyone is as aware of what happens 30 days later. 30 days later is called Shloshim, and that means that this is a period where it becomes a little bit less than what Shiva was, and then the 11 months is when your period of mourning comes to an end. All of these have their tradition found within our Torah. Shloshim comes from when Miriam dies, and Moses is beside himself with the death of his sister. So he goes into a tent, and he won't come out. So the story is told that God goes into the tent at 30 days and says, it's enough. Your children are thirsty, they're hungry, they need you as a leader. Come out of the tent on the 30th day. And that's why tonight, just before we're going to be reciting Kaddish, we'll be reciting the Almaleh, which is the memorial prayer for Frida bat Natan Beatrice. And again, our condolences to Gary and Jennifer, and I love how you called her Tita. That's just wonderful, for Brooklyn and Danielle. And I know others are watching, and this is a memorial that the cantor will be singing just before Kaddish, which is a little different than what we normally do. But then for Kaddish, we will be saying it at the time of Shloshim, at the time of 30 days. So again, our condolences. We know that people are watching in Westchester County, San Diego, upstate New York, and probably many, many other places. And they just want to put their arms around you and around the whole family to say, it's only been 30 days, but we're still thinking of her. So we now return to our prayer books, page 60, rise. We'll continue.
And we'll begin toward the bottom of page 60, 3 lines up from that paragraph, right before the bottom paragraph.
Should I open the ark?
V'hashevota el levavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim v'hashevota el levavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim b'shamayim mimah ve'al ha'aretz mitachat einod v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz bayom
Remain standing for the chanting of El Male, the memorial prayer.
שכן ברמי המשא מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה ומלאות קדושים עטרים כזר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמת פרידה בת נתן וביאטריס של לעולמו בגן עדן תהא מנוחתו עונה בעל הרחמים הסתירהו בצדקה ובנופו לעולמים בצרור החיים את נשמתה אדוני הוא נחלתה ותנוח בשלום על משכבו ונאמר Amen.
O God, exalted and full of compassion, grant perfect peace in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure to the soul of Frida Bat Natanva Beatrice, who has gone to her eternal home. Master of mercy, we beseech you, remember all the worthy and righteous deeds that she performed in the land of the living. May her soul be bound up in the bond of life, where the Lord is her portion. May she rest in peace. Amen. Well, at this moment, in memory of our loved ones who are no longer with us, we join hands in love and remembrance. A link has been broken in the chain that bound us together, yet strong bonds of home and love hold us one to another. Though our loved ones are beyond our sight, we don't despair because we'll always be comforted by their precious memories. In solemn testimony to that unbroken faith which links the generations one to another, we call to mind those whose yahrzeit we observe this month. Gabriel Amira, Leo Aaron, David Barrison, Ida Blondie, Martin Carsley, Rudolph Cohen, Glenn Cooper, Annette Davis, Sylvia Dietz, Enid Dinkin, Nellie Farber, Beatrice Field, Milton Finkelstein, Eddie Floman, Sarah Friedman, Rita Friedman, Samuel Galperin, Geraldine Gaynor, Joseph Gerson, Audrey Given, and Carol Goodman. Rose Gross, Alfred Held, Sally Herman, Jimmy Hess, Sarah Huckman, Beverly Hodis, Harry Holmes, and Esther Kahn. Sylvia Carmen, Earl S. Katz, Samuel B. Katz, and Marie Keller and Abby Kimmel. Paul Krell, Herbert Lapkoff, Kalman Lazier, Willie Lessing, Ira Lubin, Ludwig Meyer, Thelma Minko, and Wilneen Mitnick, and Lena Mukasey. Sheila Newer, Paul Numeroff, Herman Opatowski, Edith Pascal, Daniel M. Perchik, Marla Perkel, Natalie Podrat, Cindy Polger, Alvin Putterman, William Rabinowitz, and Louis Raymer. Estelle Reese, Irvina Ross Katz, Deborah Rubino, Eleanor Sachs, Harold Schneider, Belle Sigmund, Brooks Smith, George Sutton, Jack Tanchel, Melvin Tannenbaum, Faye Tillis, Ira Waldbaum, Daniel Weingast, Bernard Weingast, and Rita Weissman, Sally Wertheim, Sasha Winschiff, Elaine Wolf, Anne Marie Worden, and Evelyn Zinger. And if anyone else is observing yahrzeit this month. Thank you. The mourner's Kaddish can be found in our prayer books, and those who wish may join with us as we say, Yitzgadal v'yitzgadash shemer rabba, v'yalma divrach chibute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh dechal beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imramein. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Leolam Omeomaya. Yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei Dekudesha Brechu. Le'olam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechamata. Damiran b'yama v'imramein. Yehi Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imramein. Oseh shalom v'imramav. Huyaseh shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael. Amen. You may be seated. Again, Gary, thank you for bringing the whole family and joining with us. And, from the next days on, we only wish you goodness and peace for the whole family. And thank you for being here with us. And for all of you that are with us and who are watching, we love having you. You come later and you say, yeah, we just loved it. We were able to be here and to join in your service, even though we weren't able to come. And Janessa, I know you're here with your wife, Wolf. Thank you. We're glad to have you here. And don't be strangers. You have a wonderful place to stay. Just tell Paul to stay away, and it would be great. So we're glad to have you with us as well. And to everyone, welcome back, Sonny. Phil, you're good. But this has been a long haul, and you're looking great. And it's only going to get better and better by summer. It'll be hopping around this place. So it's great. Glad to have you back with us too. And everyone else who's here joining with us. The only request I have for Don Olam is not to a Hanukkah tune.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
can do that.
Okay.
Not Hanukkah. Here we go.
I hope
Page
you recognize this
66.
tune.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Leit Nasa B'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'achare Kichlot Hakol Levado Yimloch Nora Vehu Haya Vehu Hove Vehu Yeh B'tibaron Vehu Echad Ve'en Sheni Leham Shila Lehachbira V'lireshit V'litachlit Ve'lahaz Ve'hamishra Vehu Eli V'chai Gali V'tzorchev Li Be'et Sarah Vehu Nisi Umanos Liminat Kosi Be'omekra Ve'ado Avki Ruchi Be'et Ishan Ve'aira Ve'im Ruchi Gevi Yati Adonai Li Ve'loira Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'nasa B'chefsa Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Oh, 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 hey,
And
you
we
recognize
rise for a
that tune?
closing blessing. Let's rise for a closing blessing. Adonai Ozli Mo Yitain, Adonai Varech et Amo V'Shalom. The Lord grants strength into his people. Bless all peoples with peace.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Borei
Borei pari hagafen l'chaim Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avot. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Hey! Hey! Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Hey! Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam.
Shabbat Shalom.